Thank you for joining today's user conference demo session. During today's session, we will be reviewing the data extraction, risk analysis, and monitoring functionality that is available within the Contract Insight system. CobbleStone's VISDOM artificial intelligence can improve contracting processes with machine learning, data extraction, risk mapping, and more. To utilize the system for data extraction purposes, users are able to drag and drop any text-based Word or PDF document into the system's gray drop box in the top left corner. Once the document has been uploaded, the user will be prompted to create the appropriate type of record within the system. If the user is leveraging a non-text-based file, such as a scanned or image-based PDF, they will be first prompted to OCR the document in the system prior to the extraction taking place. After the user has selected the appropriate type of record that they would like to create, they would next be prompted to select the appropriate type of record. For today's example, I will be leveraging a software agreement. The reason the user is prompted to select the appropriate type of contract is because users have the ability to create different rules for extraction of their contract data based around the type of contract that they're working with. Here we can see the VISDOM artificial intelligence tool is processing the contract document. It will analyze the data, make the appropriate predictions. And as we can see here, our contract will be shown in a bit of a split screen view once this processing is complete. Once the VISDOM artificial intelligence tool is finished with the extraction, to the left, we will see an image or a preview of our contract document. Over to the right, we will see a listing of all of the fields or metadata that we are capturing. As we can see, some of this information has been extracted for us, such as the contract title of CobbleStone Software Agreement, the counterparty name of ABC supplier that is found, as well as some more specific information down below, such as the contract effective or expiration date, as well as the contract term and warranty language. CobbleStone will provide basic extraction rules for some of the standard metadata fields that are included with the system out of the box. Users are also free to create as many additional extraction rules as they would like using the VISDOM configuration area of the system. In addition to the field extraction information, the Contract Insight tool will also provide natural language processing information. The Contract Insight system will allow users with the proper permissions to define common clauses that your team is working with. When a contract is ran through the VISDOM artificial intelligence, the natural language processing will show a percentage around how closely the extracted text matches the data provided. Users can also add any of this data that is found using the extraction into their standard library of terms and conditions or the clause library. They can also leverage this data to be added to the natural language processing training data to ensure the system is more able to accurately identify clauses moving forward. In addition to the natural language processing tab, the Contract Insight system does also provide additional tabs in terms of reviewing the document text that was extracted, whether that be the entire document text, viewing the information by clauses, or by sentences. Once the appropriate information has been extracted from the contract document into the fields of the system and the user has completed their necessary review, they are able to add this contract into the system by clicking Save and Continue. As soon as that contract is added into the system using the VISDOM artificial intelligence, a workflow process will kick off to notify the appropriate user that a review is needed. If we scroll down to our task, emails, workflow, and alert section, here we can see Tom Johnson has been assigned the task to complete the initial review of the software agreement. Now, to complete this review, Tom Johnson can either download the document directly from the system by clicking on the blue file link. As an optional layer of security, CobbleStone does also support check-in and check-out functionality just to ensure no two members of your team are coming to make changes to the document at the same time. To streamline the change management process, CobbleStone offers a few different helper applications as complementary plugins to the tool. One of those complementary helper applications is called our file utility. The file utility may be leveraged by any of the users by the platform. If I minimize my computer here, what we can see is my CobbleStone icon on my taskbar. If I click on this icon, this file utility window will pop up and it will allow me to navigate through my records within the system. Now, to find the appropriate contract that I'm looking for, I can really use any of the fields or the details that we're tracking. I like to leverage the contract ID number. So if we click into contracts and then plug that ID number in, we'll be able to easily identify the contract that we're looking for by just selecting the contract with that appropriate ID. Once the user clicks into that record within the file utility, what they will be able to do is actually open that document up just by clicking on that file name. And since the system is fully integrated with Microsoft Word, this document will be opened up in its native attachment format. And again, since the system is integrated with Microsoft Word, no track changes will be able to be made, or no changes will be able to be made without those changes being tracked. Now, if you will also notice within Microsoft Word, CobbleStone does offer a complementary Microsoft Word plugin. Here we can see the CobbleStone ribbon within Word. With this ribbon, we can use Microsoft Word to find any key clauses within the document in comparison to our standard clause library. We can pull up our clauses menu, which will add a reviewer to easily insert any standard terms and conditions into the library or into the document. They do also have the ability to compare this document to any documents found within their local computer or to any documents found within Contract Insight. They can convert this Word document to a PDF, as well as upload any new versions. So if I were to make a change, what I can easily do is upload this new version back into the system. The user does not have to worry about renaming the document or finding a spot to save it locally. Once they close this document, what they'll be able to see now within the file utility is that there's two versions of this software agreement. The second is denoted with version number 2. At this stage, what I'm able to do as a task reviewer is click into my system and approve of that task that I was assigned to move things on to the next step. Now, in this sample workflow process, as soon as that initial review is complete, a finance review will trigger off for Michael Jones. The update of that task will also update the status of this contract to finance review. With that notification, Michael Jones can either leverage the file utility or come directly into the system. However, what CobbleStone does also offer is a plugin for Microsoft Outlook. If I click into my email inbox here and open up this email that I've received, what I can do is click into the ribbon within the email for CobbleStone. Using this ribbon, I can access the Outlook plugin. With this, what I can do is actually send this contract back into the system. If a user is working with a brand new contract within the tool, if a user is working with a brand new contract within the system, what they can do is leverage this screen to add a new contract just by selecting the appropriate type and then clicking create. They will be prompted to fill out the necessary metadata form. They can also use this form to extract the metadata information from the contract using the VISDOM artificial intelligence right in line within the Outlook plugin. Alternatively, what they can do is just update or add this file to an existing record within the platform. If they click update here, the file utility will prompt them to find the appropriate record within the tool. As we can do here, it will also prompt them or leave them the ability to update any fields if needed. Once a contract has been sent through the necessary review and approval process and the document has been finalized within the system, the users are not limited on the information that they are then able to track. Once documents have been executed in the system, many clients will leverage our risk rating functionality. This will allow users or risk managers that have access to your system to appropriately grade your contracts in terms of the different risk categories that you're working with. If we click into the risk rate area of this contract, what we can scroll down to see is our risk assessment matrix. What this will show us are any risks that we have associated with this contract. Now, any risks that are found within the top right overlapping red, that's something that has a high probability that the risk will occur, as well as high risk exposure for your organization. So that is a category that you should be concerned about. Anything that is found in the bottom left or that overlapping green, that has a low risk exposure and a low probability that that risk will occur. So it's not something you have to be as concerned on. Users with the proper permissions have the ability to log the information within this area of the platform. As they come in and log different categories throughout time, the system will capture risk exposure trends. So here we can see our confidentiality exposure has gone up over the past few months, as well as our reputation exposure. So this is a company that we may need to think about moving on from doing business with. To view this information from more of a macro perspective, what users with the proper permissions can do is come into reports and searches and then risk analysis. With this, what they can do is scroll down to the risk profiler assessment mapper tool. That is closer towards the bottom of the list here. Now, if we click in to use this risk assessment profiler tool, what we'll be able to do is select a specific area of the system, whether it's contracts, requests, POs, solicitations. We can also select a specific category. So in this case, confidentiality exposure. Once we apply those specific filters, what we'll then be able to see is another risk assessment matrix map. But in this case, each of the points within the plot represent a different contract within our system, as noted with the record ID number. If we scroll down underneath the grid there, what we'll see is the risk profiler records. This will just provide some additional information or metadata around each of these contracts and this specific risk category for that contract. User can easily view more contract information just by clicking the link that is provided. In addition to capturing risk through the risk assessment profiler mapper, users are also able to easily identify risky terms, conditions, clauses, and other information in their contracts by leveraging the full text searching that is available. Above the main menu on every screen, users can access this quick search text bar. They're able to use this quick search text bar to search for a keyword, phrase, term, or condition. When they search for that phrase or keyword within the platform, they will be provided with this search results screen. Now, this search results screen will provide them with metadata around the different contracts that meet that search results criteria. They're able to use the metadata to sort and filter through the results as needed. However, what the system will also provide is an excerpt from the files. So here we can see that that warranty word was found on one page in one document. It's actually from page 1 of the software agreement document that was uploaded to this record. Now, if we were to expand on any of the files that are shown and then do a quick preview of those files within the platform, what the system will also do is highlight the page number in blue in which that word or phrase is found. So here we can see that page 1 is highlighted because that's where the warranty clause is found, but pages 2 and 3 are not highlighted because there is no warranty information located there. Users have the ability to leverage this full text searching functionality for any text-based Word or PDF documents. And again, as documents are uploaded into the system, if they are not text-based, they will be automatically converted using the OCR utility. Thank you for joining today's session on data extraction, risk analysis, and monitoring.